Hello, my dear friends. Today we are going to study the impact of Renaissance on English drama, or the university wits and their achievements, or university wits and their contribution to English drama. Friends, while studying the Renaissance literature, the full flowering of Elizabethan drama and the greatest achievements of the Elizabethans in the field of drama, we cannot ignore the significant contribution of the university wits. Their attempt to mold or shape the new English drama cannot be easily ignored. Rather, the study of university wits is the significant milestone in the study of English drama. Renaissance period had haunted, inspired the intellectuals, the artists, and the youngsters. And the young educated generation contributed their excellence to the English drama. Literary artists of this period concentrated on the beauty of human life, its glory, human passions, and the pleasures, sensuality, beauty of human body and nature. They tried to explore the human life in their arts. They tried to recapture the spirit of Greek-Roman literature in their works. And new educational institutions and universities had already spread the literacy. Young generation received Renaissance education and knowledge from newly established universities like University of Oxford and Cambridge University. The university graduate students turned towards the live English drama and brought about sea changes in traditional English drama. The pre-Shakespearean dramatists are also known as the university wits. They are so called university wits because they were associated with newly established university like Cambridge or Oxford. They were students of those universities. At the same time, they were associated with live English stage. They were usually actors or backstage actors as well as the dramatists. They knew two different things. Number one, the taste of the audience, which was deeply rooted in the traditional drama. And number two, the stage and refined classical drama, which they had studied in the university, Greek-Roman drama, theory, etc., etc. We are going to discuss this. They fused these two different traditions together to form or to give birth to new English drama. Now let us see what was the traditional. Three important forces were there which they united together. Number one, traditional English drama. Traditional English drama had its origin in religion itself, in ascetic ideals of the medieval ages. Miracle plays, mystery plays, and morality plays were very popular among the common audiences. The traditional drama was savage, totally undeveloped, uncultured. It was crude in its form, yet it had strong appeal in the hearts of the people. The university wits followed the traditional English drama and converted it, transformed it in the national English drama. The second was the courtly plays. Few writers were presenting the polished and refined, well-made plays in the court. However, those plays were admired and appreciated and enjoyed only by the cultured, educated, and court people, courtiers. And the third one that is very important and that is directly connected with Renaissance and humanism, and it is classical drama of Greek-Roman civilization. The university wits had already studied classical Greek-Roman drama in their education as a part of their syllabus. They realized technical aspects of drama form as a student of literature. Classical drama, its objectives of tragedy, of comedy, study of ideal character, ideal plot construction, diction, setting, etc., etc., etc. They knew all these peculiarities because in detail there was study which was applied for their syllabus. At the same time, they were too much influenced by the greatest achievements of the Roman melodramatist Seneca. Senecan influence can be studied under the title Revenge Tragedy. National English drama was developed out of the fusion of these three different forces. Number one, traditional English drama, miracle, mystery, morality play. courtly plays, and classical Greek-Roman drama, and particularly Senecan drama. The university Wits revised the old plays. Sometimes they changed these plays. They often worked together or sometimes isolated. In isolation, they presented. They had common source of material which they derived their stories, themes, characters, scenes, etc. etc. Naturally, there is repetition of the stories, repetition of the names of the characters, and even the scenes, themes. Exclusively those were used. They freely used the popular stories, characters, dialogues, etc. from other well-known stage or other well-known dramas. They were romantic in their nature and they represented actually the spirit of Renaissance. Now let us see or discuss all the university wits one by one, and then we will discuss regarding their greatest contribution for English drama. Number one is John Lilly. John Lilly depicts the manners of the contemporary society, aristocratic people in his plays. He refined the language which was suitable for English comedy. He used puns, conceits, witty dialogues, and all sort of word plays suitable for English comedy. And this is the greatest contribution of John Lilly. His plays are like Alexander and Campaspe, Sappho and Thaw, Endymion, Midas, The Woman in the Moon, and Love's Metamorphosis. John Lilly's contribution, particularly related with formation of new drama, we will discuss afterwards. Then comes Thomas Kitts. Thomas Kitts was the most popular dramatist of this period. His only one play which was the most popular, that was The Spanish Tragedy. It is the greatest work of this period. It exerted tremendous influence on the revenge tragedy and contemporary tragedy in general. Shakespeare's Hamlet is based upon the Spanish tragedy. The hesitating hero, Hamlet, has the origin in the Spanish tragedy. Two plays he has presented, the Spanish tragedy and Hamlet, that is the old play on Hamlet. Next one is Robert Greene. Robert Greene's contribution is greatest one, we are going to discuss it afterwards. His character Margaret in the Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay is the first character sketch of Shakespearean heroine. My friends, Shakespeare is known for his beautiful heroines, glittering heroines. She has particular characteristics, and these characteristics are derived from Margaret by Robert Greene's Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay. 5 important comedies are there he has presented. Let us see. Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay, which we have seen. The comical history of Alphonsus, King of Aragon. Third one is a looking glass for London and England. The history of Orlando Ferruso and the Scottish history of James IV. Then we turn towards Greene. He is the writer of great romantic tragedy, history plays, and romantic satires. You may call him as the father of English historical plays. He paved the ways for the historical plays afterwards presented by Shakespeare the Great. His plays are the Arrangement of Paris, a kind of romantic comedy. Next one is Famous Chronicle of King Edward I. Next one is The Old Wives' Tale. This play is very important and it may be referred again and again, The Old Wives' Tale. And the last one is The Love of King David and Bathsheba. It is the biblical play. Then the last one is Christopher Marlowe, the grand production of this period. Extremely superior artist. Unfortunately, we come across only 4 plays presented by them, and those are enough to prove himself as the greatest literary artist and dramatist on pre-Elizabethan stage. He introduced a blank verse, mighty lines to the tragedy as the powerful medium of dramatic expressions. Mighty lines, afterwards Shakespeare perfected them. First he introduced them. First Marlowe introduced them. He changed the very concept of the classical tragedy regarding ideal hero, hamartia, and so on. We are going to discuss those things again. He presented the heroes, individual heroes, without royal origin. Those are the common individuals who achieved their greatness through their strong passions, sufferings, and fightings. Struggle is there. They themselves bring about calamity or tragedy in their lives. They themselves are responsible for tragedy. No supernatural power like fate, destiny, chance, blah blah, which was given in the classical tragedy. Four plays are enough to prove him the greatest dramatist. Temurlan the Great. He is the son of a common shepherd who afterward becomes the great emperor of the world with the help of the sword, mighty fist and sword in his hand. Next one, Dr. Faustus, the son of a common cobbler, struggling hard for meal. With the help of his supernatural intellectual power, strong desire to learn something, the great scholar, he becomes the greatest magician, greatest scholar. His tragedy is definitely inspiring one. The Jew of Malta, the son of a common businessman, who becomes the richest man in the world and earns enough money and gold that he can buy a continent within fraction of moments. The last one is Edward II, that is historical. Marlowe must be studied with passion. Really, his greatness lies in the way he has presented the sensational heroes on the stage. Now let us see the contribution of the university wits to English drama. First one is English comedy, takes birth here. Out of rough miracle, mystery and morality play or farce were presented there, which were unpolished, savage. Now, the university wits introduced the romantic comedy on the stage, which was afterwards blossomed on Shakespearean stage. The comedies of John Lyly were romantic as well as witty. Peele introduced satire and romantic humor in his Old Wives' Tale. Robert Greene presented the perfect example of romantic comedy in Friar Bacon and Friar Bunny. So, English comedy was shaped by the university wits. Next one, multiple plot. Actually, there was no such kind of plot construction, structure, or development of action in miracle, mystery, and morality play. But classical drama had all those origins. The writers adjusted themselves and they were somewhat careless in plot construction. According to the need, they handled the material. They combined different plots, different stories, different threads together in their plays. They taught the later dramatists how to combine these two plots or multiple plots together to form one complete action. Robert Greene's The Friar Bacon and Friar Bunny is the best example. He combines a number of stories together. Majority of plays presented by Shakespeare, even his comedies, carry number of plots, number of subplots, number of couples and their different love stories, etc. This technique is learned through these university wits. Next one, we come across historical plays. Historical play is the boon of the university wits. Actually, the university wits prepared the ground for the historical plays of Shakespeare, who afterward perfected on the stage. Marlowe's Edward II is the best example. And Greene's The History of Orlando Ferruso is also important one because it was famous on the stage, pre-Shakespearean stage. Next one is melodrama or tragedy. The university wits prepare the way for the greatest tragedies of Shakespeare. Thomas Kit's The Spanish Tragedy is the best example, who popularized the Senecan revenge tragedy on pre-Shakespearean stage, full of bloodshed, melodramatic elements, bombastic dialogues, etc., etc. The revenge tragedy became too much popular and it was the main form of Shakespearean or Elizabethan stage. Even Shakespeare contributed it in his The Spanish Tragedies was the major source of Hamlet. Titus Andronicus, early attempt made by Shakespeare. The post-Elizabethan drama is nothing but full of melodrama and revenge tragedy. We will discuss it under the title Revenge Tragedy. Then heroic themes. Marlowe introduced the elements of struggle and conflict to the tragedy. The heroic struggle of the hero was the first mark of the Renaissance tragedy. Marlowe introduced heroic themes, heroic struggle. His heroes are fighting against the destiny and fate. The struggle is grand and heroic, and he presented the greatness of human soul whenever his heroes are struggling on the stage. He also changed the very concept of tragedy. Marlowe changed the very concept of Greek tragedy, that is, tragedy is seen from above, fate, chance, destiny, some unseen powers are responsible for the happiness and tragedy in the life of the hero. No. Marlowe introduced the man or the hero as the creator of his own fate. Hero's actions, his mistakes are responsible and the major sources of his tragedy. The tragic action issues or comes out of the hero. Okay? A man is responsible for his own downfall and happiness. This is very important concept introduced on the Renaissance stage. Next one, Marlowe introduced a heroic treatment to the tragedy. He imparted passions, vehement and force to the entire action. He raises the hero on the grand level. He is Sembulan the Great, the son of common shepherd, who afterward becomes the emperor of the world. Dr. Faustus, the son of a common cobbler, who becomes the most intellectual man, who has achieved the fullest knowledge of the world. Barabbas in the Jew of Malta, a son of a common merchant, becomes the richest man in the world. He can buy the continent, he can buy the earth. That is definitely the way he pushes the heroes on the grand scale. Next one, poetic drama. The University Wits added poetry to the English drama. First, Christopher Marlowe presented mighty lines, the blank verse, to the tragedies. Shakespeare afterward perfected it. And the origin of this poetic drama lies in the way the University Wits, even when you read the Spanish tragedy, you will come across the most beautiful lines presented by Thomas King. Next one, characterization. The traditional Greek-Roman drama expected a lot, and that is why there is term ideal tragic heroes, ideal character to be presented on the stage. They must come from the royal family. They must be rich. So. These are the traditional expectations. University Wits made a definite improvement in the very concept of characterization. Marlowe gave life, vigor, enthusiasm, and reality to the heroes. We have seen that all the heroes from Marlowe's canon come from the common family, ordinary family, below the ordinary level. They are born in the lower and poor families, and they achieve their greatness through struggle, enthusiasm, and inborn capacities. Lilly presented the character suitable for the romantic comedies. Robert Greene presented Margaret, that is the life spirit on Shakespearean comedy. In Shakespearean comedy comes Margaret from Friar Bacon and Friar Bunge, who is the first sketch of Shakespearean Huron. In all these ways, my dear friends, University Wits prepared the ground for the later dramatists, particularly Shakespeare. And thus, they have made the notable contribution to the growth of drama during the Elizabethan age. We may simply conclude our discussion stating that great Shakespearean or Elizabethan drama was possible only after the contribution of the University Wits. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.